hello racing fans, and welcome to our Gallop TV Preview Show for Thursday the 7th of August. Where we at? We in Vereeniging. We at the Vaal, and Alistair Cohen standing on the line. I trust that everything's going well with the new season thus far. Well, can you believe it? We 1 week once we hit Thursday into the new season, and at the Vaal on Thursday, what's happening there? 8 races carded, 12:25. We should close things off around 16:33. That is the carded off time for the last race. Yeah, Alistair, midweek meeting at the Vaal on the Thursday. What you make of the card?
Hello, Dees. Hello, everyone. You mentioned the fact that we're a week into the season, Dees. Can you believe we're over a month since the Hollywoodbets Durbanville? A race coast shared a photo of Craig Zaki coming back into the winner's box just a couple of days ago and said, can you believe it's been a month? I can't believe it's been a month. It's just been an absolute whirlwind. It's been on acceleration, the South African season towards the end, and obviously the first week of the season. And it does quieten down. I think everyone's aware of that. So to answer your question, this card and Saturday's card, which will be on a public holiday celebrating Women's Day, are not packed with anything that's likely to be running in on Hollywoodbets Durbanville next year. But we'll work our way through it. D's 1 or 2 horses I've heard about, so we'll get to work.
Okay, let's get straight into it. It's leg 1 of the bipod that begins in race number 1 at 12:25. It's over 1,400 meters and it is a maiden plate. At the time of recording, we always try and give you a guide with regards to betting and horses in single figures. And in race number 1, horse number 5 is trading at 5-2-2. Yep. Number 6 is Palace Attack at 28-10. Then we go on to first timer here from the stable of Fabian Habib, and that's attracted some betting support, Alistair, from 4-1 into 2-1. I'll just see if there's any follow through here, because this betting was obviously taken last night. I say last night meaning on Tuesday, and that was the anti-post betting market. We usually get an update from Hollywoodbets as well, and 2-1 is the price, Alistair, about the first timer from the Fabian Habib stable. It's over 1,400 meters. We're at the Vaal. There's some experience in the field with regards to horses that have run against this first timer. How good would this first timer have to be to win?
So, Dees, I'm not going to answer that part of the question, but what I will answer is that this is one of the horses that I've heard about. I turned up at Turffontein just for a brief moment on Saturday. Went to go and support the wife's 2 runners who ran. Bumped into a few familiar faces, and they all said Fabian's got a first timer running on Thursday under Kamalo. Don't worry, it'll win. That's what I've heard about the son of Vercingetorix. The support has absolutely nothing to do with me, because to back a first timer over 1,400 meters down the straight to the Vaal takes a braver person than me. But the word is out about the son of Vercingetorix, Bellerophon, I believe it is. So let's see how he goes on debut. It would be the Fabian way to ready them up first time, especially if they are of a significant quality. So a lot of talk about number 10 Bellerophon. If he does go south on debut down the straight over 1,400 meters, my idea of the right horse would be number 6 Palace Attack. The reason why Frere Jacques put up a lovely debut behind Espinoza, but that form line is particularly weak. Espinoza's won since. That was the direct winner from that form. But if you have a look at a horse called Mystic Vision, number 2 on the card, who was in that race, although well beaten by Frere Jacques on that occasion, is a well-exposed maiden, is number 2 Mystic Vision. So I think that sums up the quality of that race. Whereas number 6 Palace Attack, I actually think has got the game for the Vaal straight. Settles nicely, drops in, drops a bit, does stay on strongly, and has run 7.5 lengths to Grade 1 winner Jan van Gooyen and less than 3 lengths behind Big Joe, who's got quite a big reputation. So he's the racehorse that I'm most worried about, number 6 Palace Attack, but the word is out about number 10 on the card. So the bipod is my suggested bet. I've gone in with both horses. It sounds like I'll double up, but I have kicked for touch with number 6 Palace Attack, who does keep me interested.
Okay, 2 horses, 6 and 10 for Alistair Cohen, and he's gathered some good information for us with regards to this first timer, just to add to the market confidence anti-post, and let's see if there's follow through. Currently trading at 2-1. Place accumulator begins in race number 2, 1300 hours, 1 p.m., 1400 meters. Maiden plate for fillies and mares. Number 2 is Rendezvous in Rio. Joe Soma and Julius Mariba. That's trading at 2-1. 3 is Empress Wu at 7-1. 6 is Concordia at 8-1. There is some money here for Frangipani, number 7, Robin Claessen's runner, from 14-1 into 6-1. But the favorite is number 8, Chantilly Dream. That's from 17-10. That has been back into 13-10. And that is Lucky Hudalarkus, Dave Shaw, and Craig Zaki, a combination that have had so much success together over the years. I am interested in this horse number 2, Rendezvous in Rio, Alistair, because I'll tell you why. When you see some form lines that attract your eye, you generally look them up. And from that last start, that run behind Tuscan Romance, Alex Laird's runner called Shimmering, and Johan van Vieren's runner, I think Mary Mayweather, have both come out to win. So, I jotted that down, and although well beaten second, I personally think 1400 meters is what this filly is looking for.
I'm in the same camp. Although the mare Dees Fairy in the Woods was a top-notch sprinter, I'm just of the belief that she's just needed her run. She was off for nearly a year. I know that Joe Soma can work miracles with horses off a long layoff. They generally don't need their runs too badly, but I think Rendezvous in Rio did. I was at Turfentine when she made her reappearance, and she actually ran a neat race behind Rachel Wall, who I think is above average. I don't know to what division, but looking at her in the ring, she looked like she had been off for nearly a year. And with that said, I think she would likely needed her last run as well. When running a good fourth behind Tuscan Romance, you've mentioned the form lines, which are quite strong. So she is the horse that I'm leaning towards, is the one that they actually need to beat, to be quite honest. Julius Mariba takes a ride, and he would have done a lot of work on this horse because he is a regular Turfentine in the morning. If she does come unstuck again, number 8, Chantilly Dream could be the main danger. As you mentioned, she is at the top of the boards at a price of 13-10. She stayed on very strongly on debut when she finished 6th, 4.5 lengths behind Valentina Balducci. The form line shows as follows. Sistership has subsequently ran 2nd. Midnight Miracles subsequently ran 3rd and run last. Winter Bell, who was 2 lengths in front of her, ran 4th. But the horse who ran behind her, Surprise Party, has come out and won. And there was a horse that was 9th in the form of Amazonian, who was a very close-up 4th. Likewise, Amaze Me, who was well beaten by Chantilly Dream, who's also come out and run a neat 4th. So I think the adding up all the pieces of form, number 8, Chantilly Dream, should be in the mix. If she doesn't win, I think she'll go close. I'm surprised that there's support for number 7, Frangipani, the daughter of Master of My Fate. She's shown nothing today. To her best run, funny enough, was her second start, 14 lengths behind Whispering Death. It might not look that on form, or certainly as far as the numbers are concerned, but the second horse has won. Third horse, Golden Warrior, is well above average. That's come out and won as well. So there is a little bit to work with, but that's from a run in March. And she's coming back from a layoff, number 7, Frangipani. So I respect the support. I think she'll run a much better race because of the lack of depth in the field. But I'd hesitate making her a winning chance just on what I said. And then number 3, Empress Wu, going 1,400 meters. Not for me. I'll be with her when she goes 1,000. So 2 and 8, my bar pot numbers here.
There you got the numbers from Alistair for the bar pot, but it's also the start of the place accumulator. Then on to the big one, the pick 6, race number 3. You need to get on the tote, 13:35, 1,000 meters. This is a maiden handicap. Number 1, Inspector James, 12-10. 2 is Jet Kerari at 4-1. 22-10, number 3, Time Will Tell. We got a scratching here of number 4. Number 5, Cyber Spirit, is at 8-1, Alistair. And I just got one change here, is that the apprentice Giresh will only claim 3 kgs on number 9, Chili Marmalade. What are we doing here? Because, Inspector James for Jan Janssen van Vieren, obvious chance on the last start especially. You can say the same for number 3, Time Will Tell. Then you start looking for gold, Alistair, because it looks tough. The only other 2 runners that I possibly would consider, maybe Tony Peters' runner, number 2, Jet Kerari. And although Giresh will only claim 3 kgs in a horse that's battling a 6-year-old, those are the only other 2 that I had a look at for the pick 6, barring numbers 1 and 3.
I'm going to throw in a lunatic for the quartet, but not for my bar pot. That's number 8, Smart Star. I think she could run into the money. She was, am I right in saying that she was nominated for the Douglas White Stakes, if not the grade 2 on Gold Cup Day, number 8, Smart Star? I have no idea why. It might have been a sort of messed up sort of finger trouble with number 8 Smart Star, but she was nominated somewhere on Hollywoodbets Durbanville, rather Gold Cup Day at Hollywoodbets Greyville, number 8 Smart Star. So I chuck her into the quartet just because there's something that lingers in the back of my mind. Dees, I don't like the race at all. First leg of the pick 6. I think it sets up for quite a lunatic result. I've got the scratching number 4 Gaslight Dancer in the play because I'm trying to be greedy here and hoping to double up somewhere with the favourite who, as you mentioned at the time of recording, looks like it's going to be number 1 Inspector James, but I don't think he's past the post. On a line through bumps last grind, he should finish in front of Jet Quirari. Jet Quirari carried 56 on that occasion, obviously with a 4-kilo allowance, but we'll find it tough to turn the form around with number 1 Inspector James, but he's been sparingly raced. He's also got a couple of demons in the starting stalls, number 1 Inspector James. This was the horse that cost Samango Kamalo a few months of his season when coming down on the 21st of September. He came back just a week later, again ran no sort of race. I think he's under-delivered, number 1 Inspector James. I think he's overdue, but the fact that it's stop-start for him, it's only his 4th run this year, leads me to believe that he's not foolproof, number 1 Inspector James, especially with the fact that this is a maiden handicap and he's got to give weight away. But he's in my play, and I backed him up with number 3 Time Will Tell. First run is a gelding, so very quick return for the son of William Longsword. He looks like he's got some sort of winning claims. His penultimate start behind Got the Feeling catches my eye. Got the Feeling has won subsequently and beat a very nice horse in the process. And I've said it a few times on the show, when you go down to Durban, for some reason, Joburg horse's first run back tends to be a very pleasing one. So number 3, Time Will Tell. If 1,000 metres isn't a little bit too short for him, a little bit too sharp, and he's got enough pace to keep touch with him, this could be the springer. Well, not necessarily the springer. This could be the biggest danger to number 1 Inspector James. Those 2 direct winners from that form line include the Golden Goal and also KMV Retrofit, who won weak races when winning, but at least they won. And I wouldn't say that this race is reaching for the stars.
Okay, Alistair's giving you his thoughts here with race 3 over this 1,000-meter trip, and take note, it is a maiden handicap. Let's move along to race number 4. This will be Jackpot 1, and it's one of 2 apprentice handicaps on the card. It's over 1,000 meters. We bring up the field and have a look at some betting. Number 2 is Mr. Wilson, and that's at 13 to 10. Horse number 3, Arolina, it's apprentice Mansouri that gets the ride now, claiming 4. 5 is Nazre, that's at 6 to 1. 7 is Blind Fire, and he's attracted some money, double figures 10 to 1 into 8 to 1. And then we have a 4 to 1 shot in horse number 8, William West. Often tricky, with the claimers and how the pace is going to turn out, especially how the race is going to be run over 1,000 meters down the Vaal. But 13 to 10 on top, the recently turned 3-year-old against these older horses. I know there's another 3-year-old filly in the race, number 7, Blind Fire. What's your thoughts on the way they priced up this horse, Alistair, carrying 61.5 kgs? With JC Portis up claiming the 4, number 2, Mr. Wilson.
I wouldn't have thought that there's a 5 to 2 shot in this race, Steve, so I think that answers it. He's got a chance. He's got an undeniable chance, number 2, Mr. Wilson, because you the old cliches, he's progressive, he could go places that his opposition in this race might not get to, or that certainly won't get to. Beat Nyaka Nyaka last time. I think he's an above average horse. There's a Nyaka Nyaka. His debut was also fair behind. Read all about it. Coming back from a layoff, though, just leads a couple of disclaimers about Mr. Wilson, number 2 on the card. So, although a winning chance, I'd be looking to make money with him included in other bets rather than having a bet on the nose. I can't see him missing the first 3, but I'd hesitate to make him an absolute good thing. Interesting fact about number 3, Arolina, who I don't have in my bar pot, but now ridden by apprentice Al Mansouri. There were 2 Qatari jockeys who came to South Africa a couple of years ago. Al Mansouri rode 1 winner, I think, from about 35 starts. His mate, Abdul Malik. I was just looking at the stats, making sure that I had my wires in the straight line and not crossed. Abdul Malik came here for 4 winners from about 17 rides. So I don't know where the man that ripped up trees has gone, but Al Mansouri's back for another dip on South African racing, and I believe he will be working closely with Mohamed Panda for as long as he can. Interesting also about Arolina, she's 2 from 2 over this course and distance, so let's see how she goes. She's a pick 6 inclusion, but like I said, not in my bar pot. Number 5, Nazare. desperately unlucky last time. He never wins the race, but came out slowly, looked for the outside rail. As you know, Turf and Tane, they all looked for the outside rail. They all went across him. Should have finished a lot closer, number 5, Nazaré. James De Harbour, not last season, but the season before, champion apprentices on board. Now that the apprentices get a chance here, there'll be a lot of them going to Cape Town on Sunday for a couple of apprentice races as well. A lot of them will be going around Hollywoodbets Kenilworth for the first time, so nice to see them spreading their wings. Number 8, William West Dees also goes in. Trent Mayhew's on board. I don't know about him being at his best over 1,000 meters. He might be. He might have a chance. You know, that old Cape form coming up to Joburg, got to be taken seriously. But I'm of the impression that if this was an 1160 or 1200, I'd be a lot more solid about his chances. But he definitely goes into the play just with a change of scenery, which can make a difference. So 2, 5, and 8 are my numbers in this leg of the bar pot.
Okay, 2, 5, and 8 for Alistair Cohen, and I think a double up in the bar pot could be on the cards there with those 3 numbers that he's given in race number 4. Race number 5 is a Fillies and Mares 80 handicap. It's over 1,200 meters. We'll bring up the field. Number 1, Global Thunder. That is trading at 3-1. Kolisi Mputo will claim 4 kgs. 2, Boom Boom for Fani Broncos and Craig Zaki. That's at 6-1. Very interesting runner here is number 3, Hotaru for Robin Claassen. I say this because one could say that she was thrown in the deep end. I know that she won a maiden well, but she was tried there in that golden slipper on Hollywoodbets Durban July Day. And it certainly was, as the computer phone says, a no-show. Number 4, the Navy Lark for Yapfusser. That is trading at 8-1. 5 is Vaal Livia, and this is Mr. Broncos runner, who was a recent winner on the 2nd of August. I'll give you the new merit rating. It's a 76, Alistair, and will now carry 58 kgs, and a fluent winner at that on the 2nd of August, which was over the weekend with Sereno Mudley. Number 6, Royal Horizon, is at 6-1. And another hike in the rating for winning. Number 8, Time for Charity, a winner on the 31st of July, racing fans. The new merit rating is a 62 and will carry 52.5 kgs. That's just some housekeeping, Alistair, for some updates with regards to rating and weight. And yeah, I said at the top of this preview of race 5, a very interesting runner is number 3, Hotari, because Robin Claassen, you know, she must have thought something about the filly to, you know, have tried her in that race on the Hollywoodbets Durban July Day. And I think thankfully she finished towards the back of the field because she didn't incur, you know, a penalty for that. What you make of Hotaru, number 3?
Definitely the most interesting horse in the race, Dees. She's very much in my play, and she is narrowly my top selection in a race where I think you need to consider a few. It's a weird dichotomy what you mentioned, but you spot on. You either want to run sort of 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, or completely unsighted in a race like that. So just to give you an example, Hotaru, untouched by the handicapper, remained at 91. The horse that finished a quarter of a length in front of her, Educator, trained by Dean Canamere, got 2 points and is now rated 94. And just to take, for example, the horse who ran 6th, although almost ranking the form, Tina Lovelace, went from a 94 to 105, and she was 3 lengths in front of Hotaru. So completely hidden by the fact that she was beaten 7 lengths by another dance for me. So she's escaped the wrath of the handicapper. By my mathematics, she actually ran to her rating of a 91. You may have sort of give somewhere between 90 and 93. That's pretty much what I have the mathematics with another dance for me being rated 110, but the handicapper obviously taking the stance and giving her a chance to prove herself at this level. So she's in the play because, again, much like Mr. Wilson, she could be going to a level that no one else in this field is going to. Let's start with number 1, Global Thunder. I don't like her. She's done me a favor in her last 2 starts, but she's now been given a £10 penalty. She ran under sufferance last time. She was helped by the 4-kilo claim, but a £10 penalty. I know it's made lighter by the 4-kilo claim of Elysium Mbuto, who, by the way, might be claiming 2.5 if things go according to plan on Wednesday by the time this meeting goes. But anyway, he claims 4 according to the card right now, but a £10 penalty on a weight turnarounds with Valleyeva in Time for Charity, life is going to be very, very hard for this filly, who's obviously in the form of her life. Number 4, the Navy Lock, we threw in last time on Sheldon's recommendation, finished third behind Time for Charity, and a nice third as well. She could be well set up. And number 5, Valleyeva, as you mentioned, the new weight is 58 kilos. She's now racing off for 76 on the back of her win over the weekend. For me, she won a little bit easy in the margin, suggested. And when Fanny Bronco strikes once, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that he can get them to turn around and run another nice race just a few days later. So 3, 4, and 5 are in my bar pots in race number 5. But again, Time for Charity, £1 penalty for being a winner. You don't see that too often. She's been given a golden opportunity of going back to back. And although I'm not going to put it in, not even in my pick 6, but there's a horse on my radar, and I'm very, very close to putting her in and having a nice each way bet. Maybe on the back of another rating drop would be number 7, Sheets and Goggles. She's very, very close to striking. I think just maybe one more, and over further as well.
Okay, let's keep an eye on Sheets and Goggles. Maybe one to pencil in after this run and follow when Alistair previews one of our next meetings in the Highveld when she is nominated. Race number 6 is a merit-rated 68 handicap. It's the distance of 2,400 meters, and stamina comes into play here. Number 1, Rosie Lemon, Fanny Broncos, JC Portis claiming 4 kgs, 7-2. Cartagena for Heather Adamson. This is my outright pick for the place accumulator. At 5-2, I'll be gutted if this misses out on the PA. Number 4, Stop the Traffic, is at 7-2. Horse number 7, Silver Flare, is at 2-1. And then it is double figures, the balance. I must say that, whilst we have these 2 apprentice races on the day, trainers have made use of them, for other races, especially this race, 2,400 meters. They're taking full advantage of the claimers.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a combination of a few things. A few jockeys taking their time, start of the season. A lot of apprentices well worth their claim as well. I've been impressed with quite a few. A lot of them obviously need to get to grips, and very inexperienced who will ultimately get there. But these lightweights, because of not so many lightweight senior jockeys around, they're being put to good use. So I applaud the trainers, and that goes around the country. I see Durban, lots of apprentices riding. The apprentice races in Cape Town on Sunday are very well subscribed. Monday in Fairview, that first race was pretty much an apprentice race. They all came to town in Bertha on Monday, and good on the academy. They're doing good things. I know that it's a small little token, but Rocky Aguilera came up to me on Gold Cup Day and just gave me a box of pens, said, yeah, hand them out. I like the new uniforms. I like their social media work that the South African Jockey Academy are doing. So big ups to them. And never mind, we talk about Pierre Stradam, Anton Marcus, all the greats, Anthony Delpeche, Mace Roberts, etc., Felix could see the names roll off the tongue. But some of these guys are going to be champion jockeys. Some of these guys are going to ride overseas and carry the South African flag. Maybe 1 or 2 of them carry the Mauritian flag like Carice Teeton does. But there'll be some champion graduates from this crop. So good luck to them. They've got to start somewhere, and they've been given a good chance. Let's get to this race. The D's absolute 2-horse race for me. Number 2, Cartagena. Underwhelmed by her last start, but worth another chance. I have no idea what went wrong for her last time out. It was over the same course and distance that she trotted up. The penalty for me was probably justified. I can handle her not winning, but running 3 3/4 lengths back, a little bit disappointing for me for number 2, Cartagena, but worth another chance. And the horse that I think will win, number 7, Silver Flare, been on her side for a while now. 4-kilo claim from Girish Dukat. She's banging at the door. She stayed on strongly last time out over this course and as well on a classic track, but over this distance. And I think that she's cherry ripe to win. So those are the only 2 horses I want to know about. Pick 6, jackpots, bar pots, a lot.
Okay, nice minimum spend there for us in race number 6, cutting down the perm to just 2 runners in all your bets. Race number 7, penultimate race on the card, 1,800 meters, a merit-rated 76 handicap racing fans. Hopefully things are going to plan up to now. Number 1, give me a choice. Joe Soma now trains 22-10. Number 2 is Cassis Bally. That's from 8-1 into 7-1. 3 Mizzen Sword is at 9-2. 4 Future Wolf for Heather Adamson. Always, a popular horse for place accumulators, trifectas, and quartets just because of the consistency. 7-2. 5 is Trident King at 11-2. And then we got horse number 8 at 8-1. I think the obvious horse that you'd expect another decent shift from is number 4, Future Wolf. But the pick 6 is where I've become nervous here, Alistair, because you got a 22-10 shot for Joe Soma, a horse that will be, 18th of June. So this will be the second run for Joe.
Yeah, second run for Joe, and a nice introduction. Nice, quiet introduction when making up a lot of ground on the first start for the stable, when likely to have needed it as well. He'll come on with a run under the belt. He's very well bred. He's related to a high-quality sprinter, if I'm not mistaken. Number 1, Give Me a Choice. And just the fact that he's kept some good company. Last time ran was stronger. I know he's got a lot of weight to carry, but he'll be better for the run under the belt. So he's very much in the play. If he reaches the trip, he's been 1,800 meters before. That was a long time ago. Ran 3 lengths behind Real Relief. He should. Last time he hinted that there'll be no issues going over this distance. But I think the two more, when I say reliable horses to focus on, the two more tried and tested horses that I think have winning chances here are numbers 4 and 5. So they'll be the 3 horses that I'm most keen on as far as the pick 6 is concerned. One of those races that I'd recommend punters throw in something else that might catch their eye, because you might be a little light. But number 4, Future Wolf, been very consistent. Can't knock him at his home course as well. Raymond Danielson takes around 4. Heather Adamson, I think the son of Futura has got the right type of profile, the right type of form to win a race of this nature. And then number 5, Trident King, another horse that's popped up on my radar of late. He's been 2,000 meters recently. I would have ordinarily put a question mark next to him over this type of trip, but he is related to the top horse trained by Roy Magner in the form of Olivia's Way as number 5, Trident King. This is a full brother to Trident King, to Olivia's Way, and she has no issue over 2,000 meters. So number 5, Trident King, very much a player in this race as well.
Okay, we move along to race number 8, Alistair. We close things off with the Apprentice Handicap over 1,400 meters. Number 1 is Paul Reeve at 9-2. Horse number 2, Dylan's Champ, is at 7-2. Then we got, number 3, Cape Saffron, and that is Apprentice Samo Batia, who is going to ride that. Number 5, Peregrine Falcon, is at 5-2. 6 is Prince of Kildare at 7-1. 8 is a scratching. And guess what? You know what has just come through? This is obviously recorded, racing fans, a day before. So we are talking to Alistair Cohen on Wednesday the 6th of August. And most of us are on groups, etc. Because I wouldn't be able to remember these type of things. I mean, I'm useless at this. But it's Sean Terry's birthday on Wednesday, Alistair. I'll just come through on a group that I'm on. Happy birthday.
Correct, it is Sean.
Happy birthday, Shawnee.
Yeah, happy birthday to Sean. This is normally the stint where he puts his feet up on the beach and sort of lets the horse sickness, the mandatory horse sickness, take its place. And he's generally very quiet August, September, and starts to turn the key come October. So wherever Sean may be, I did see him over the weekend, but I haven't seen him since. Wherever he may be, we hope he had a wonderful birthday. Sadly, he won't be winning the last race on the card, but I'm sure he would have celebrated with his family, who is obviously very, very close to. This is not an easy race. There are a number of horses that have got to spark a bit of interest here. Number 6, Prince of Kildare, is the horse that I'd actually lean towards. I'm not enamored with the inside draw down the straight over 1,400 meters, but a small field, he should be able to work where, well, look, the right going might be on the inside. There have been a few times that we've been duped. I liked him last time. He ran into a little bit of trouble at the Vaal, the Prince of Kildare. I think he's a bit better than that, and I think the 2-pound drop in the ratings is likely to help his cause just slightly, and potentially get him into the photo, number 6, Prince of Kildare. Not a good thing, but I'd have an each-way play on the son of Kudu Gras, trained by Billy Raters. Of the others, 1's a player, 2's a player, 4's a player, and 5's a player. Probably where the race stops. Paul Revere was a huge letdown last time. Looks held by Prince of Kildare on that run, but I think he's a lot better than what he showed last time. Out his penultimate start in the run before that to Schwarzenegger, where he ran miles above his rating. Starts that sparked some interest. Number 2, Dylan Champ, hated the poly last time. He's a full brother to William Robertson. It took him a long time to win a race, but let's see how he goes back home. Number 2, Dylan's Champ. I think, but for that last run, he'd be a big chance. And on that Vaal SA run, he's actually got the beating of Paul Revere and of Prince of Kildare. 4 Titans of War. I don't know how that maiden form turned out to be so strong, but it did. He was a big prize winner on that occasion. From that form, Chieftain Shield, Curtis Condor, and Inflame have come out and won. And Major Loon, who was beaten 12 lengths, ran a very narrow second out of that form line. So somehow that form has worked out very nicely. First runners are Gelding, James De Harbour takes a ride. And number 5, Peregrine Falcon. The talk for this horse last time was deafening. He was a little bit disappointing, but he's worth another go considering there was a lot of interest about him last time out, number 5, Peregrine Falcon. So a very trappy end to the day at the Vaal. I'm afraid with your rule, half the field or field, we might be maximising our spend in the 8th, unfortunately.
Well, you've tried to narrow things down in a few legs where you've cut things, down to, the horses that you've suggested, and hopefully it falls into place there. But it does look like a card where the exotics will pay well. Talking about exotics, Alistair Cohen, he's been giving his numbers for the bipod throughout the show. Let's recap, because that is his suggested bet.
These bipod starts at 25 past 12. Yeah, for race number 1, 25 past 12. 2 runners, 6 and 10, Palace Attack and Bellerophon. By 2 and 8, Rendezvous in Rio and Chantilly Dream. By 1, 3 and 4, I got the Scratching Gaslight Dancer in there with Inspector James, and Time Will Tell. By 2, 5 and 8, Mr. Wilson Nazare and William West. 3, 4 and 5, Hotaru, the Navy Lark, and Valieva, who runs under a penalty. And 2 and 7, only 2 horses for me in the race 6, Cartagena and Silver Flare.
Well, all the best for the Vaal on Thursday, Alistair, the 7th of August. You've given us your thoughts, which we appreciate, and hopefully things fall into place. Thank you so much.
D's, always a pleasure. We'll catch up again soon.
Thanks to Alistair Cohen, thanks to the Gallop TV team, and to you, the valued racing fan. Well, hopefully it turns out to be a good day. It looks like a tricky card, but some good suggestions given too from Alistair, especially for the exotics, and you can add, subtract, use it as a skeleton. That was his sperm for the bipod. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Garsli.